Here's what nobody tells you about investing. 78% of people do it completely backwards. They start investing while they're still drowning in credit card debt, they have zero emergency funds saved up, and they're wondering why after 3 years, they're still not ahead. So if you've ever wondered what you should do with your money first, do I save it? Do I pay off debt? Do I start investing now? This video is going to answer all of that for you. Now, I'm a chartered accountant. I've spent over 15 years in finance, and I'm the founder of the Witch of Wall Street, helping people from all corners of the world to build their wealth and build financial freedom through investing. But let me tell you one of the most damaging pieces of advice I've ever heard, which is start investing as early as possible. Now, this might seem like sound advice on paper, but that's only until your car breaks down, or your credit card bill explodes, or you're forced to pull out of the market because rent is due. Now, the truth is that building wealth isn't just about getting started, but it's about getting started in the right order. And that's exactly what I want to talk you through here today, so that you don't make the same mistakes that so many other people do that really keeps them financially stuck for decades. Now, here's your first step, and it might not be exactly what you expected, and it's take yourself on a money date. Now, I know that might sound a little bit touchy-feely and not the strategy that you were expecting, but having worked with so many women, I can tell you that the majority of them do not know what is happening with their money in the range of about $500. So a money date is going to be dedicated time for you to get up close and personal with your personal finances, because you just can't win a game if you don't know what you're playing with. So you need to know what's coming in, what's going out, and where. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to open your calendar right now and block out 2 hours this weekend. Then you're going to set the mood, put on some music, get your favorite drink, wear some comfy clothes, and you're going to get into detective mode, going through your statements to see exactly what is happening with your money. Now, I can guarantee, and I mean guarantee, that you are going to find at least $200 every single month that you are throwing away on unused subscriptions or forgotten payments. And that is almost $2.5 grand that you're going to save this year alone from this simple exercise, which is a pretty good return from only being a couple of minutes into a video. But finding that extra money is pretty useless if you don't know what to do with it, which will bring us to our next step, which will not only just help you financially, but it will save your sanity too. But before we get there, let me just take a quick pause, because over 92% of you who are regular watchers of this channel are not yet subscribed. So if you've been enjoying our videos, would you do me a massive favor, take a second, hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free, but it makes a massive difference in the type of content that we can create, and it really supports our channel in growing. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now let's get back to it. So step 2 is setting up what I call your comfy cushion of savings. Now, what I'm going to share with you here could be the most important 2 minutes of your entire financial life. Because imagine this, you're investing away, you're feeling pretty confident about your financial future, and then all of a sudden your car breaks down, or your kid needs emergency dental work, or you hear that your company is starting layoffs. These instances make you a real financial victim if you don't have this cushion of savings in place. Without it, you're forced to use credit cards, maybe take out really high and expensive loans, or worse, even having to pull your investments out of the stock market at a really bad time, just like when we're seeing a big dip, which is going to result in big losses for you. Now, I've seen brilliant, smart people skip this step and go straight to investing, then be forced to pull their investments out and lose it all. And so they weren't being savvy, building on a strong foundation. They were actually just building their wealth on quicksand. So your comfy cushion of savings is just to get you started with building up some savings. And it's anything from about 1,000 to 2,000 euro, change it for whatever currency you're in. But it's to get you started and have a little cushion of financial protection in those worst case scenarios. Now, this step is not about getting rich. It's not about building financial freedom, but it is about ensuring that you have peace of mind, that you can sleep well at night, and that you can stay comfortable in life no matter what it throws at you. And I can hear it already, but Laura, wouldn't that money be better off invested in the stock market, making me more money? So yes, I love growing wealth. I love investing. And I know that there's nothing particularly sexy about financial stability when we talk about your savings cushion, but it is the peace of mind and the solid foundation that you need in place before you invest a single euro, dollar, pound, or whatever. You just cannot build real wealth from a place of panic or a triggered nervous system because life has thrown you a spanner that you're unprepared for. But the good thing is, once that little comfy cushion of financial security is in place, then we can switch gears and really start looking at making free money. And I'm not over exaggerating here. So step 3 is the closest thing to printing money legally that you will ever come across. Now, every year, workers are leaving $24 billion on the table that could be in their pockets. Yes, let me say that again. $24 billion that your employer is begging you to take to use that is being left on the table. So if someone walked up to you right now and said, hey, for every dollar, every euro that you put in this box, I'm going to put in an extra one. Like, would you say yes to that deal, or would you snub your nose and walk away? Of course you'd say yes. Who wouldn't say yes to free money with no conditions attached? And that is exactly what your employer workplace pension is. And this is what is so heartbreaking when I work with women who have been employed for years and they are not taking advantage of a workplace pension. And that is tens of thousands of dollars that they have left on the table. Now, it's never too late to get started, but you want to be putting this into action pronto. So how this works is that you contribute into your pension and your employer matches it. Now, it varies slightly across countries and companies, so make sure you speak with HR, check out what is available in your specific company. But let's just say that you're contributing 5% of your gross salary into your pension. So if you made $60,000 a year, you're contributing $3,000, your company is matching that $3,000, and instantly already you have 100% return on that money. And that is before you even start investing it through your pension plan. But what's even better is that money can grow tax-free until your retirement. So that $6,000 can turn into $20,000, $60,000, $180,000, and can really help accelerate your investment as you're planning for your future and your retirement. So your action step here is put it in your diary right now that you're going to call HR first thing tomorrow. You're going to email them, get in contact with them ASAP so that you can set up your employer pension. You can get your money working for you, because this is one of the easiest and most powerful wealth moves that you're going to make. Now, if you are self-employed, be sure that you get onto your accountant and ask them about investing into a pension fund through your company. Again, this varies depending on which country you're in, but there are also amazing perks for doing it that way too. Now, before we get too excited, we have to move on to something that could potentially destroy all of your wealth building efforts. And that is by ignoring step 4, which is looking at the biggest wealth killer that could be sabotaging your financial freedom. And that is high interest rate debt. So I'm looking at credit card debt. Anything above 8 to 10% interest is literally financial quicksand. Every month that you keep that debt there, you're paying someone else to keep you poor. So think about that credit card that's charging 18% interest. It's like this ugly financial vampire, which is literally sucking the financial life out of you. So for every $1,000 that you owe, you're paying $180 just for the privilege of having to owe that money. So here's how to flip the script when it comes to how you think about your credit card. So paying down your credit card is actually a form of investing if you think about it. Because every time you clear that credit card, you're literally getting an 18% return back on your money that is guaranteed and it's risk-free. Now, when it comes to the practical approach to paying down your debt with credit card debt or any other form of debt, we have one of two choices. The first is the avalanche method, which is the mathematical genius because it involves paying down the highest interest rate debt first and saves you the most money in the long run. The second is the snowball method because it looks at clearing those smallest balances first. So it's more of a psychological genius because it helps you build momentum and psychologically just keep going. So which one's better? Well, the simple answer is whichever one you're going to actually stick with, because every debt that you clear isn't just another bill gone. It's a pay rise. It's an investment boost, and it's another step forward towards the ultimate prize, which is your freedom fund. So step 5 is my favorite. It's the FU fund. And yes, it stands for exactly what you think it is. So imagine walking in tomorrow knowing that you could quit at any moment, or having your own business and knowing that you're not reliant on the next client or having to people please anyone in your life for a paycheck because you've got your own back financially. So if that toxic boss tries to bully you, no thank you, or they try and get you to come into work at the weekends for free, adios. Or you have that one client who is being really, really difficult. You know what? I think it's best that we part ways and save yourself the massive headache. Why? Because you have an FU fund in place. Now, what this looks like practically is about 3 to 6 months of your essential expenses, not your everyday expenses, the essential expenses, the things that you must pay. And you're going to put this into a high yield savings account, an account that is going to earn you some higher interest than just sitting in a regular savings account. Now, for most women, that's about $25,000 to $50,000. And I know that might sound like a lot of money, but remember, you're not trying to climb Mount Everest in one go. You're going to tackle this month by month. Now, again, this is a little bit more general, so you have to make it specific for you, your circumstances, your cost of living, where you are. Do you have dependents? Are you single? Are you just taking care of yourself? All of these individual factors will come into play as to what the right number is for you. So the powerful thing with your FU fund is that it's not just financial security, it's life security too, because you get to walk away and say no to any situation, whether it's in your work, your personal life, your relationship, whatever it is. You do not ever have to feel trapped or stuck in a situation again. And here's the really beautiful part. Once you have your FU fund in place, then every single dollar that you save, we can look at multiplying it, making it $10, $20, $50, because that is bringing us up to our next most powerful step, which is step 6, where everything changes and you officially become an investor. Now you might be wondering, but Laura, I've still got student loans or I've got a mortgage. Like, what do I do with that? So for any other outstanding debt that is less than 7%, you can start investing, because typically you're going to earn an about 10% return in the stock market. And so you're able to make more in the stock market than what you are being charged for holding that debt. Now, of course, you want to continue to pay that debt down, but it doesn't have to be your primary focus of clearing it before you actually start investing. So if you have an extra $500 to put towards your financial future, then certainly you can use part of that to pay down whatever your financial obligations are, and then use the remaining amount to start investing, because that is what is going to make you rich long term. Now, you might be wondering, especially given the current climate, but what if the market crashes? Will I lose all my money? No, the market moves. It might look like in a roller coaster cycle, but it's actually in very periodic cycles, more akin to the seasons of change. So when you start investing your money, if you see the market crash, look at it as a Black Friday sale, an amazing opportunity to invest your money when everything is on discount and actually really play catch up and accelerate your wealth building. So how do you go about calculating your actual financial freedom number, the amount that you need in your investments in order to live off them? So let's say that your monthly expenses were $8,300. Now, to maintain that lifestyle and live off your investments, you'd need to have $2.5 million invested. Now that might sound impossible, but if you invest $1,000 a month, say starting at the age of 25, you'd have over 2.8 million, so well above fully funded by the time you reach 55. So you could actually even retire early. So the secret is to automate everything, take the human nature out of it, put your investments on automatic, and let compound interest work for you and work its magic while you sleep. Now, here's what I really need you to understand. So these 6 steps will completely transform your life financially, but there is one key element that will determine whether you actually follow through and whether you get the results. And that is your mindset. So having worked with women from all over the world, one thing I know for absolute sure is that I can give you the best strategy and the best plan. But if you have a little inner voice in your head saying, investing is only for the super rich, it's super risky to invest, I'm not good with money, wanting more money is really greedy, there is only so far that strategy is going to take you until you begin to self-sabotage. Now, I worked with a client, a brilliant engineer who had followed every step and had it all set up, but kept forgetting to increase her investments. So we worked together to uncover that she had a deep-rooted belief that to have money or to want money was really selfish. So she kept getting in her own way and not taking action and following through. So the women who build real wealth, real long-lasting wealth, they don't just invest their money. They don't just invest in the financial markets. They're investing in their mind too. So if you're a woman ready to build her wealth and eliminate those limiting money blocks, make sure you check out the details down below in the description about the collective. It's something very special I've created, so I know you're going to love it. Now, if you've enjoyed watching this video give us a thumbs up, leave a comment down below with your biggest takeaway. And if you haven't yet done so, be sure you subscribe. It really helps us to grow this channel to create an even bigger impact, because we're on this journey of creating financial change for the masses together. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.